Join or die. Subliminal messages. All right, so everybody on YouTube, what's going on? It is Dino, Pop B, prepping outside the box, whatever you want to call me. But this is that video I wanted to bring to you, kind of with my experience, my expertise, my opinion, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be on gear and kit setups and kind of the way I approach it and the way I'm trying to kind of get some other people to approach it in our old prepping community. But anyways, it's going to be chopped and skewed. This thing's going to be, half the time I just got word vomit just coming out. So you're going to see me here and then the video's going to cut and I'm going to be over here because, yeah, I go squirrel all the damn time. All the time. Or a kid will bother me. Or a freaking phone will go off. Anyways, see? I'm going squirrel again. Anyways, okay, let's get to it. So, I'm going to show you, you know, what I've got in my kit. I'm going to show you my kit, why I chose some of the items, particularly. Their benefits to me, I guess you could say. And how I've layered them, right? So I don't have one specific kit. Kind of like Native has said before, there's always, you know, different situations, different needs. Well, I've got my full kit broken down into layers, and that's kind of how I've approached it, right? I obviously have it set up for a lot of situations. Not every situation, that's, you know, damn near impossible, but I've got it set up for a lot. And if you are anything like me, we are still on a budget, so we're going to approach it as such. Anyway, so let's start off by saying there is no perfect gear setup. There's no end-all be-all magic pill you can take to have the, you know, magic setup, right? There isn't. We do need to get across that every item, and I told you about this in that short I did yesterday, that everything you've got has to meet a criteria, anyways, for me. And it's got to be practical. So everything you have on your kit has to be a practical item for you. Has to have a specific purpose, right? That it's going to serve you. Because if it's not, it's just added weight and useless. Of course, next it's got to be functional. So it's got to be able to not just be able to use it, but you've got to use it on hand, off, you know, strong hand, weak hand. All over your kit. You've got the functionality of your setup means that if your strong arm goes down, you can still manipulate and do and, you know, stay in the fight or get your medical attention, all that kind of stuff taken care of. So it's got to be functional. Third, it's got to be comfortable, because who the hell wants to wear a whole bunch of just bulky, awkward shaped stuff digging into your sides and your chest and your legs and all that? It's got to be comfortable. You're going to be wearing it, you're going to be maneuvering and you know, shoot, move, communicate. You're going to be doing all that good stuff with it on, and if it's not comfortable, you're just going to have a bad day. Fourth, it's got to fit your specific situation. It's got to be set up for your, you know, location where you live. It's got to be for your specific type of activity. You know, you're on a sorry, if you're on a work trip, or you're I don't know, on a vacation, you're just around the house, whatever it is, right? It's got to be set up for your activity. Also, it's got to be set up for how much time you have, because you might not always have this grand amount of time to sit there and be like, okay, I've got this clothes, these boots, and this bag, and all this stuff ready, but maybe you have a minute to get out the house, right? Or you've got like 30 seconds to get out your truck and leave, right? So it's got to match kind of how much time you got. That's why I've layered it. So anyways, I will say there's a lot of people, I don't like to generalize, but there's so many people that always want that easy way, the easy answer. And it does not apply to so many situations, right? It doesn't. You got prepping and homesteading. You got, you know, tactical, the self-defense, the fitness side, and there is no end-all, be-all, easy way to do any of that. I mean, so many people, and I know people will laugh about. Oh, I laugh about it. The 1 or the 5 items you need to survive the apocalypse, all that kind of bullshit. So I hate that, but there are people out there trying to find the easy way. The easy way to survive. You got homesteading, people new to homesteading that sit there and they want to maybe have a little bit of a lazy approach to it, when that's a hard life, right? There's no easy thing about literally providing for yourself 100%. of course, you got the fitness side. It's my favorite. Everybody looking for the the end-all be-all best exercises, the pill, the diet, everything to get what you want the fastest with the least amount of work, when it's not that at all. I mean, for one, it's not easy. It takes hard work. It takes consistency and discipline. And then lastly, of course, you've got your tactical, your kit, and all that kind of stuff. And you get a lot of people that look at it and try to find, and this is what we're getting away from, those perfect items to put on there. The best knife, the best this, the best that, all the cool gizmos, gadgets, the most high-speed, low-drag thing you can throw on your kit so you look ultimate badass and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, appearance can be one thing. If you're thinking about soft targets, hard targets, that is another video probably, or live or something. But for this, we're going to keep into the fact that it's not just about adding on the most cool doodads all over your kit, but about the 4 things, right? Practical, functional, comfortable, and fit your situation. So, getting to the core of this, the number one thing, any gear, I know it's annoying to sound, good God, it's annoying to hear, but your skill. Your skill is going to be the number one thing you've got in your kit setup, because everything's going to have to be revolved around what you're able to do. Duh, right? So if you can't start a fire, might be good to kind of add some things in there that help you out, right? If you can't do this and that, can't filter water naturally, all these kind of things, everything kind of goes together to help you out based on your skill. All right, anyways, we're going to get into it. So the first layer of just about anybody's kit and gear setup is going to be your EDC, and I bring it up because it is one of the most important. It's what you're going to have on your body all the time, and it is, if you can't grab anything and you've got 10 seconds to move, it is what you're stuck with, right? So I'm going to show you some of the things that I've got that I keep on my own person, and it's going to be the first layer of my gear kit setup, right? So first of all, of course, you've got my beautiful carry, right? And I do have another one. I've got a Glock 43. It's just smaller, depending on what I'm doing, activity, right? If I'm going to be going to the gym or doing some other kind of activity, maybe I just want to add it to like a paddle holster on my sweatpants because I'm not dressed appropriately or whatever. You know what I mean? So my carry can change, but this is my go-to for basically every other activity. And if you want to know what that is, I'll tell you in the comments. Anyways, next, of course, and I've got knives for days everywhere, but I've got my little cricket. I love crickets. I've always had a cricket in the military, and they're just good, reliable knives. Obviously, it's a folding knife. It's not a fixed blade, so go ahead and chop it up in the comments. I don't really care. This is my knife I carry. Next, I do have a pad that I carry with me. Whether it's left in my truck sometimes is, I don't know, but pen and paper, pencil and paper is always fantastic. I do have a Right in the Rain pencil, but I need to get some more lead. So right now I just got to use a pen, right? Or another pencil, whatever. But I've always got that on me. I do have in one pocket some crazy little things. An easy little folding multi-tool, right? It's got a whole bunch of little doodads and gadgets on it. And this guy, I've actually kind of put him to the test. I've done numerous things with this, just from small repairs to getting kids' toys ready after Christmas and stuff because I needed something on me, to I've actually done some plumbing with it. So, not crazy plumbing, obviously, that would be stupid. But I have done a lot of different jobs with this thing. It's a very, very useful tool. And it's small, flat, compact, so it just fits in my pocket. Alright, then I got the 3 that go with me, right? I always have a lighter, no matter what. I don't sit there and smoke a lot. I'll puff on a cigar and stuff here and there, and I will smoke with a buddy every once in a while, but this is just because it's always freaking useful to have fire. There's not a time in my life I've ever thought, man, I wish I didn't have a lighter. Bam. So I've always got a lighter. Then I've got 2 more things. I've got chapstick, just for, the lips, or just some areas that I need to keep moistened, right? And then I've got this little thing right here. It's a Doc Spartan Combat Ready Ointment, right? I don't think you can see it right there very well, but I've got that little guy right there. This is like a solve that you can use for cuts and scratches and things like that. So this is like a minor medical thing that I keep in my pocket. It's just always been with me. I've got a bigger one in my bag and things like that, but I like keeping just a little ointment on me, just for little, cuts, scrapes, things like that. I can clean them out, throw that on there, heal it up faster, not worry about stupid infections. And then I've got, of course, my wallet. You guys don't need to see my wallet. It's nothing fancy. It's it's actually kind of falling apart. My kids have put stickers all over it, so they're rubbing raw. But I got a big old fat wallet that's full of no money. Anyways, the last things that I keep on me, on my personal body, is hand sanitizer. This is say what you want. It's a little stress relieving one, right? Because I can sit there and rub it on my hands and kind of, smell a little bit, because this stuff is fantastic and it can calm me down, especially when I get all pissed off because someone cuts me. I don't know. Anyways, when I get mad, there is these are really not that important to anybody else but me, okay? So I've got my knife, my fire, my tool, little first aid, something to write, something, all that kind of stuff, little antiseptic, I guess, and then my pew-pew. But I've got a coin that I carry with me. I've had it since 2004, and a mother of one of my buddies was handing him out to our platoon. And it says, the Joshua 1:9, have I not, excuse me, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous, do not tremble or be dismayed, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. But anyways, it's not going to focus it very well. Anyways, right there. I love this little coin. And this does serve a purpose. For one, it's, for religious, I guess you could say, or spiritual purposes. Obviously a huge memory in my life for that area. And you can get bored and flip a coin and break some of the monotony of, whatever. Always have something to break the boredom. I've got two other coins, and I really don't know why I carry them with me all the time. I know one of them. This one, because I thought it was a little hilarious. In 2021, they decided to put the crossing of the Delaware on the back of a quarter. So I kept this with me to remind me that they're mocking us, right? I know I didn't really focus in there, but it's just a quarter, and it's a reminder that all that shit they do to us is just mockery. And then I've got a $50. And honestly, when there's no terrible decision I can make, but I can't make up my mind, maybe something as easy as, decision, indecision, flipping a coin might help me out. If I'm disgruntled by the result of the coin, it's probably not the right route to go, and it helps your mind kind of click in what you should do, right? Shut up, phone. And then the last thing. My daughter, when she was younger, gave me this, right? It's just a little heart. But it's, I was heading off to contracting, one of my little rotations, and she said, Dad, wait, I want to give you my heart. And I freaking, I've been wrapped around her finger ever since. So I carry that with me. I've carried it for, 8 years now. But every day, it's mine. So, that's the first one. Next thing we got to go is clothing. All right. So, I've always got usually this hat or another one. I've got a whole bunch of hats. I'm always wearing something. But I do have, if I had the opportunity to get dressed and throw on some other stuff before I headed out, I'd be wearing a regular ball cap, but I would throw this in my bag. And it's my boonie. I got to have my boonie covered, right? So I would throw that in there. Obviously, it's great for freaking shade and all that kind of stuff, but it also carries and does numerous amounts of other things. So, good old boonie cover. Attach things, do whatever. I do have a specific shirt that I would probably wear, and it is, basically like a fishing shirt, but long sleeve, lightweight. We're hitting the summertime, but I don't want to be exposed to the elements the whole time, so I got a long sleeve shirt. I can roll it up and do all that stuff. It does have storage and whatnot, but it is very, very light, It is breathable, and it protects you from the elements. And then of course I've got my, where's the label? Where's the label? Son of a bitch. Well, they're cool, right? The whole KUHL, can't really see it, but these pants right here, and I love these things. They're like a low profile tactical kind of style pants. So you've got extra pockets and things like that to hold on to what, you know, your whatnots and everything. Back pockets. Oh yeah, there's the name. It's on the butt, duh. But anyways, they've got some pretty good pants. I like them. And this is what I used in contracting because I could wear that long sleeve shirt, I could wear those pants. It's like a in-between gray man, if you want to consider it that way, right? So instead of walking out in freaking camis and just decked out ready to go, I could wear that, and it's a little less inconspicuous. And then of course I've got my Merrells I wear every day, but if I got a chance to, I've got some high top Merrells that I can wear, or of course I would just grab some of my like billion pairs of boots that I have from when I was in. I don't need anything that's super crazy high speed. I mean, if you guys want like Oakley boots and stuff like that, good on you. These were free, right? So these are what I use. They're great ankle support, all that kind of doodad and whatnots, and that's what I'm looking for, something to support my joints. Alrighty, next layer, if I got a chance, right? And probably in between actually getting the clothing would be grabbing my belt. Now, I don't have a whole lot of crazy whatnot on here. That, you know, time can add stuff, who knows. But I do have a drop leg, and it's actually set up for my specific baby right here with the actual IR light that I have on it and a suppressor. So it's a holster for a currently suppressed firearm. I've got numerous other kinds of little holsters and stuff like that that if I ever got the chance, I'd bring them with me because you never know who needs it, what needs it, if I need to change something up. But I do have that. I do have a tourniquet attached to the belt system. Let me see if I can. Right there on the front, ready to go, already set up. And that is something you got to consider when you get a tourniquet, opening it and actually getting it prepped and ready to go so you can use it one hand, right? That looked really bad. The belt system I have is just a Cobra Pro style. It's just one of those Velcro straps that go around the belt loops and then the overlay, right? I do have a drop pouch. They're super beneficial. Obviously, just to be able to throw magazines, throw whatnots, things you pick up, anything, pokey bait, whatever you want to put in there. These things are huge, and I currently have my my little Oakley gloves in there, just kind of on standby. So those are the gloves I have in there. I did throw my K-bar on here because I'm a motard, and you know, it's a freaking super sharp K-bar, and it's been reliable for me, so I threw it on there. So on this belt system, besides the little bit of medical and things like that, and the holster, I do have a drop leg. And I've got magazines in there for my AR. So if I had a run and I needed, you know, instead of having everything on a freaking sappy carrier or something like that, I can throw it on my drop leg as well. And if I didn't have my sappy carrier, I'm still good to go. I don't have just the one magazine in my rifle, right? I can still run a gun and do my little thing. So I've got that set up right there. There is it's charging right now, so I apologize. But I've got my flashlight holder on the back. And it's for a Streamlight, because I like Streamlight better than Surefire. Sorry, it's just a preference. But I've got my light and all that kind of, all that doodad, and of course I've got the IR light on my pistol. But that would be the next layer. If you got questions, just throw it in chat, okay? We can, you know, discuss while the rest of this is going on. I'm sure someone's going to have something they got to say, and I'll answer it. Alrighty, next we're going to be talking about my sappy carrier, and of course I've got level 4 ceramic plates in it because I don't really like steel. It's good if you have them because it's better than nothing, but I just wanted something with a little more you know, cushion on the impact, right? Steel on it, that would just no. If I can avoid it, I'm going to. if I have to, one day I'll put them in. Anyways, first thing I got inside this thing is going to be a marking kit. They're basically tiny little chem lights, you know. They're not as vibrant and crazy bright as those. They're a little bit smaller, so when maybe the guys that I'm rolling around with in our MVGs have to mark a territory, an area we've been in, you can crack one of these. You can crack it outside of a room you're hard pointed in. You can crack it on something you've cleared. It just depends. I've got red, I've got green, there's other colors you can get, but having a way for, you know, your team to communicate with you marking wise is just fantastic. And these things I've actually used quite a bit of them. They're really fun, you know. they're a good little tool to add to it. I'm pretty sure I've talked about marking in a previous video. If you have any questions, throw it in chat. All right. Besides that, I do have a little cigar pouch right here. If I don't break my ceiling fan, I've got a cigar pouch right here with a medical kit in it. It's got basically my, you know, my March freaking acronym in there. You know what I mean? Everything you got to take care of for the, you know, massive hemorrhaging, bleeding, airway, respiratory, circulatory, head injury, and hypothermia, right? All tied in a little one. But it's for me, and just me, and I don't have enough for anybody else because it's a personal IFAC, right? I do have a carabiner on here in case I have to attach something. I've got my fixed blade on this thing right here. Ooch. My little survival Gerber, right? It's actually a pretty fancy little thing, right? Stop it. And I've got another blade up here just because a buddy gave it to me and I had to put it somewhere. And it's a cool little out the front knife. This is an attachment for my firearm. I don't have a lot of looped freaking slings and everything, so I keep just this one little attachment right here, and my rifle clicks in on the other side and just hangs over my shoulder. So that is my third level, I guess you could say, fourth level. Almost forgot for some god awful reason. I do have a pair of iPro that will be with me. If I'm able to take my freaking belt system, this will be with me as well. And it's a pair of, you know, Oakley ballistic glasses. I believe they're the M2 frame or whatever. Anyways, I've had them for a long time. I've got the clear lens in them right now. I do usually roll around with the laser lens. It's like a green offset lens. It's actually a really badass. It kind of takes the reflection and all that kind of stuff and kind of shifts it on your eye, so it's not just sitting there, you know, piercing you. It's actually my favorite lens. It also makes images really freaking crisp. But iPro is a freaking must, and if you're gonna have iPro, it's got to be ballistic, in my opinion. Lastly, I've got, for the gear wise anyways, I've got my Rhodesian that goes over my Sappy carrier. I could do it just slick without the protection, but if I was to put everything on, this is what I have. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magazine in a low profile rig. So when I'm laying on the ground and things like that, I don't have this bulky, you know, protrusion from my freaking stomach or chest. I do have an extra mag for my pistol. Oh. And it rang. Again. Anyways, where was I at? 6 magazine, low profile, protrusion, all that stuff. I do keep a couple of AP brushes in here. That is an all-purpose brush. They're just green, you know, firearms brushes. Great for cleaning. I do have in my bags, well, I'll get to that in a second. Anyways, 6 of those. I keep my compass on me. I keep an admin pouch on the lower end of it, and I don't have it hooked up, but you know, I could strap it around and keep it all nice and snug. I've already put this on, fitted it to myself, which everyone should do with their gear. Throw all your gear on, see how it kind of is functional, it's practical, if it's comfortable. That's a big part right now. I'm just saying, make sure everything you're putting on you is going to be comfortable, because you're going to be the one maneuvering around and manipulating and, you know, going out and doing changes and all that kind of stuff. You got to be able to do it. Okay? So, this is my Rhodesian. I will not suggest to get this one necessarily, because it took me, you know, freaking like 7 months to get it. But anyways, ones like this, a low profile, 6 max, things like that, I do prefer it. So anyways, throw it in the chat. Just curious, what do you think? It does have a pouch on the inside, which is where I would hold my map. Map pens. We'll get into stuff like that later on. They are going to be super, super beneficial. So you've got that. You've got my EDC. You've got the clothes I try to wear. You've got my belt. You've got my Sappy carrier. You've got my Rhodesian that would go on top of all that. I do have a few different bags. I have a long-term bag, which preferably would just literally go in the back of a truck. I can hump it around if I had to. I would prefer not to. So I could do that one. I've got my go bag, the black one. I've showed it before on live. I've got a truck bag. It just kind of depends. And later on, during this whole, it's do or die, get ready series that I'm doing, I'll go over my go bag and my truck bag and my long-term bag. Some of that might be in the membership side, because I know I have already done a review on the long-term bag, and I put it on the memberships. But anyways, anything you got on this, throw it up, email me, preppingoutsidethebox@gmail. I can go over that. I can do a backstage on Streamer. I can do whatever. If you want to talk about something, hit me up. If you have any questions, throw them in chat. I'll stay in here for a while and just see if I can answer what you guys got. But there's that. I will say, and of course, last but not least, you have all that kit and all that stuff. I got my sidearm. I got my carry, But those other magazines got to go somewhere. So you got this little baby right here. I'll just go that far. It's my little baby. Shh. Very, very, very light. Very lightweight. Alrighty, that is it. That's it. It's just a quick down and dirty. Remember the 4, right? Practical, functional, comfortable, and fit your current situation. But anyways, I will stay in chat for a while. If you got any questions, hit me up. Just enjoy the music. I'll be hanging around for just a little bit. Bye.